Hey y'all. For those that don't know me, my name is Chane Carter. I am a financial educator and also the founder of Empower Financial. I wanted to do one or two quick points about things to look for in a mutual fund. And when I say mutual fund, I want you to know that if you have a 401k at your job, if you have a 403b at your job, if you have a retirement fund at your job, you are likely invested in mutual funds. So these are things you can use to check out the ones that you're already invested in. Or if you're looking to get into mutual funds, these are things that you can look for when you're doing that. If you are not invested at work, but maybe you want to start a mutual fund or start investing in mutual funds, these are things to look for. So the first thing is your expense ratio. Your expense ratio should be less than 1%. Expense ratio is are the expenses that you pay to be invested in that fund. And the lower that number is, the better off you are. And the reason for that is you are paying fees. So if the fund is doing very well, but you're paying really high fees, then you are taking away from what you're making, and that defeats the purpose. So you want an expense ratio less than 1%. Actually less than 0.75. Actually less than 0.5 would be great. But again, the lower the better. So first thing to look for in your mutual funds are the expense ratios. The second thing to look for is the return. So if you go to Yahoo or Yahoo Finance or the Fidelity website and you put the name of your fund in, it's going to give you a lot of different statistics and a lot of things about that fund. But one of the things you should look for are the returns. And don't look for the returns for 1 year, probably not even for 3 years. Look for the 5-year return. When you look at it, it's going to show you what your fund had as a return, but it's also going to give you a benchmark. It'll be the S&P 500. It'll be the Russell 5000. It'll give you a benchmark, something to compare your fund to. So what you want to do is look at the 3 or the 5 or the 10-year return and compare it to the benchmark. If the fund that you are invested in is not beating the benchmark, or at least meeting the benchmark, then you might want to rethink that fund. The benchmark is your way of telling how the fund is doing compared to funds or investments of a similar type. So that is something to look for on a 3 to 5 to 10-year basis. Look at those returns to see if your fund is beating the benchmark. And I guess the last thing I would say to look for is in all of your funds, what are you invested in? So there will be a list of stocks that your fund is actually invested in. So what you want to do is look at those stocks. Look to see if you have a lot of funds that are invested in technology stocks. If you have most of your funds invested in stocks for healthcare, what you're looking for is to see the mutual funds that you're holding. Are they holding stocks for the same companies? You don't want a lot of overlap in that. I could get into that at length, but I won't. Let me just say you're looking for diversification. So that means you're looking that your funds are holding different things so that you're not overlapping. So those are 3 things that I would look for very quickly if I were looking at funds: my expense ratios, my return, and how much diversification are in all of my funds. So I hope this helped. If you would like to talk to me, I have a free consultation available. I will put the link below. If you'd like to talk about your investments or maybe personal finance issues, I have a consultation available. Otherwise, please click like on this video and subscribe to the channel so you can see the next video. Thank y'all. Take care.